Okay. The last class we were discussing on the uh, alternating current definition and peak value, average value, RMS value, and expression for these three quantities. So peak value is E naught, and RMS value is root 2 1 by root 2 times the E naught, and average value is and divided 2 by pi times the E. So these are the values we derived and showed you these values. Okay, this is around 0.63 times E naught, something 7 or so, and this is around 0.707. Okay, so average value, sorry, RMS value, this is changing to change. So this is 0.707 E naught, and this is this value is 0.637 times E. So all instruments which we are using in our laboratory measures only the RMS values, and this is a sinusoidal graph which shows you the alternating current or voltages. Okay, and this is a peak value, and this is peak value, and this value is RMS value, and this is average value. This is in one graph. I have shown you all the three varying quantities of alternating current. Okay. Now let us study individually what will be the effect of applying alternating current to individual circuit components, and then we consider the combination of these circuit elements. First, let me consider resistor. When I feed alternating current or alternating voltage to resistor, what happens to the current? If I apply E is equal to E naught sin omega t as an alternating EMF to the current, or an alternating EMF to the resistor, what happens to the current? So, voltage and current are in the same phase. There is no phase difference between the current and voltage in the case of resistors. Resistor will not have any effect on the AC, alternating current. Okay, alternating current passes without any kind of variation. Okay, so maximum value of the current is given by I naught is equal to V naught by R, where R is the resistance of the resistor used, and IRMS value is equal to VRMS by R. And if V is equal to E naught sin omega t, then I is equal to I naught sin omega t. There is no variation. You can see the graph, as V varies, I also varies in the same way. So in a resistor, while we apply an alternating current to the resistor, there will be no phase difference between the current and the voltage. Okay, so next let me consider inductor. When I give alternating current to the alternating voltage to the inductor, what happens to the current in the inductor? E is equal to E naught sin omega t is the applied EMF to the inductor. Then in inductor, the case is different. When a current is alternating current is passing through the inductor, there will be an induced EMF produced in the inductor which opposes the growth of the current. Okay, it is on the basis of the Faraday's electromagnetic induction. EM theory we have to consider. EM theory, electromagnetic theory, and the back EMF. This back EMF is produced in the coil itself. This back EMF opposes the flow of current. Opposes the flow of current. Okay, flow of current. Opposes the flow of current. When it opposes the flow of current, there will not be the same variation as we observe in the case of resistors. In the case of resistor, we observe that there is the same variation. As the EMF varies, the current also rises. As the EMF decreases, current also decreases. But it is not the same case in the case of inductor. In inductor, because of the back EMF. Okay, it opposes the growth of current, growth of the forward current. Then the current will be lag behind the applied voltage. So there will be a phase difference between the applied voltage as well as the current in the circuit. Okay, so inductive reactance is given by omega L, that is equal to 2 pi FL. I naught, maximum value of the current in the circuit, is V naught by XL, that is V naught by omega L. IRMS is equal to VRMS by XL, that is equal to VRMS by omega L. Voltage leads the current by a phase of pi by 2 or 90 degree. If E is equal to E naught sin omega t, then I is equal to I naught sin of omega in minus of pi by 2. There is a phase lag between the current and phase difference between the current and voltage. Current always lags behind the voltage by a factor of pi by 2, by an angle of phase angle of pi by 2, or voltage leads the current by a phase angle of pi by 2. You can see here graph, there is a phase difference of pi by 2. Voltage is here, current is here. This is T by 2 and this is T by 4, that is pi by 2. So this is pi by 2. There is a phase difference of pi by 2. This graph also, this is vector diagram. In the phasor diagram or vector diagram, E naught is here and I naught is here. There will be a phase difference of pi by 2. Okay, pi by 2 is the phase difference between the two values, current and the voltage, and this difference is only because of the back EMF which is produced when an alternating current is passing through the inductor. Okay, this is about the AC circuit with the pure inductor only. Now let us come to the capacitor. What happens when an alternating current is fed to the capacitor? So in case of capacitor, the change is reversed, just opposite to the capacitor inductor. So in capacitors, current leads the voltage by a phase of pi by 2. So it is, if E is E naught sin omega t is the applied voltage, and current will be I naught sin of omega t plus pi by 2. So in the phasor diagram, you can see here, E naught is here, I naught is here. There is a phase angle between the two is 90 degree. This is a phase angle between the 90 degree. Okay, so capacitive reactance is given by 1 over omega c, that is equal to 1 over omega means 2 pi f c, 2 pi f into c, and capacitor offers infinite reactance to the DC circuits where f is equal to 0, and I naught is equal to V naught by xc, that is I naught V naught by 1 over omega c, that is V naught into omega c. So this is about the alternating current fed to the capacitor. So in total, when I apply an alternating current to the resistor, there will be no change, there will be no phase difference between the current and the voltage. In case of inductors, current lags behind the voltage, or voltage leads the current by a phase of pi by 2. In case of capacitors, when an alternating current is applied to the capacitor, current leads the voltage by a phase of pi by 2, or voltage lags behind the current by a phase of pi by 2. So these are the things we have to remember very carefully. So let us come to the J operator. This is an operator which is used in the solving the circuit problems in electricity. So J operator stands for, J stands for root of minus 1. J stands for root of minus 1. So here it is, J stands for root of minus 1 and can be used to solve AC problems, alternating current problems. So J is equal to root of minus 1, J square is equal to minus 1, J cube is equal to minus J, J to the power of 4 is equal to 1, etc. If a vector A is operated by J square, means A becomes minus A. That means vector is rotated by a 180 degree. That means if I take a vector here, a vector is here, A, then if it is operated by J square means it will be 180 degree operation. J means 90 degree operation. Okay, 90 degree. So it will be here. Okay, this is A by 90 degree. Just it is operated by JA. Okay, it will be in the 90-degree rotation. If it is J square means again it will be in this direction, again 90 degree. This is J square. Okay, like this it goes, it continues. Okay, this is J cube and then J4 like this. Okay, so this represents, J represents the angle through which it rotates. If it is once it is operated, so J is operated once on a vector, it is equivalent to the rotation of 90 degree. It is equivalent to the rotation of 90 degree. So if A is here, if I operated it by J, it becomes, it will turn that vector towards a 90 degree. Okay, this is about the J operator. Now let us come to the LCR series circuit. In this circuit, we have to connect all the three components. We have seen individually what is L, what happens to circuit with L, C and R when an AC is circuit, AC is given. Now let us connect all the three components in one. It is called as the LCR series. It is connected in series, therefore it is called the LCR series circuit. And this equation is very important for the point of examination. This derivation is often asked in the examination. You must be very careful in deriving the equation also. This is for 8 marks. This is for 8 marks. Be careful and study well and practice well. This equation you have to practice. Expression for the current and impedance. Okay, often asked in the examination. Consider an inductor of inductance L and a capacitor of capacitance C, and resistor of resistance R are connected in series alternating voltage. Okay, let E be the instantaneous voltage applied to the circuit and is given by E is equal to E naught J omega T. In terms of J operator, we have to derive this equation. Okay, applied EMF to the circuit is E is equal to E naught e to the power of j omega t instead of E is equal to E naught sin omega t. So that is E to the power of j omega t is equal to sin of omega t. So that's all. Okay. So corresponding current is, what is the corresponding current? I is equal to I naught j omega, I naught e to the power of j omega t. I is equal to I naught e to the power of j omega t. So applied EMF is E is equal to E naught j omega t, and corresponding current is I is equal to I naught e to the power of j omega t. So what happens to the applied voltage? When applied voltage is E is equal to E naught e to the power of j omega t, it is used in three different ways. One is at any instant applied voltage is utilized. First one in overcoming the back EMF in the inductance. As I already explained in the previous case, so when an AC is applied to the inductor, a back EMF comes into picture. Okay, this back EMF opposes the growth of current in the inductor itself. Okay, and this phenomena is what is called as the self-inductance. Okay, so a voltage, a part of the voltage applied is overcoming the back EMF in the inductance, and remaining part is utilized as to charge the capacitor, and remaining part is going to be appeared as a potential difference across the resistor. So it will be in the three parts. EMF is applied EMF is in the three parts now. One is back EMF, another one is to charge the capacitor, and third part is appeared as a potential difference across the resistor. Okay, so now I'll write this in the equation as L into di by dt, which represents the back EMF. This is back EMF. This is the to charge the potential used to charge the capacitor. This is the potential difference across the resistor. This all the sum is equal to E naught e to the power of j omega t. Okay, the first part is voltage across the inductor. This is VC and this is VR. Therefore, E is equal to VL plus VC plus VR. Sum of the three voltages across the three components. Okay. Now, let us calculate what is meant by di by dt and all those things. Okay, so we have to take what is di by dt, we have to calculate what is di by dt, what is q, and then substitute the value of di q in the equation and then solve the equation for the current in the circuit. Okay, now VL is equal to L into di by dt and Vc is equal to Q by C and VR is equal to IR. So let us calculate di by dt. Di by dt is equal to d by dt of what is I? I is equal to I naught e to the power of I naught e to the power of j omega t, I naught e to the power of j omega t, I naught e to the power of j omega t. Okay, I naught e to the power of j omega t by t, which is equal to I naught e to the power of j omega t by j omega after differentiation. Okay, and q is equal to I into dt, because I is equal to q dq by dt. If you integrate, then you will get the current. Then q is equal to I into dt. I is equal to I naught e to the power of j omega t into dt. So after integration, it minus j into I naught into e to the power of j omega t by omega. So substitute these value of di by dt and q in the equation 3. The equation 3, we get L omega into L into j omega I naught e to the power of j omega t and j omega j into I naught e to the power of j omega by c omega I naught e to the power of j omega t into r is equal to e naught e to the power of j omega t. Okay. Now take I naught e to the power of j omega t common in all the cases. We have I naught e to the power of j omega t, I naught e to the power of j omega t as a common, I naught e to the power of j omega t if we take outside, then you get r plus j into L omega 1 over c omega. L omega is here. In this case, we have L omega is here. In this case, L omega and 1 over c omega is here. Okay, L omega minus 1 over c omega is equal to E naught e to the power of j omega t. Now, E naught j omega, e to the power of j omega t and e to the power of j omega t get cancels here, and we have only I naught is equal to E naught into r plus j into L omega minus 1 over c omega is equal to E naught r. I naught is equal to E naught by 1 E naught by r plus j into L omega minus 1 over c omega. So this is the peak value in the circuit. Now the quantity 1 over r plus j into L omega minus 1 over c omega is a complex quantity. Okay, we have to normalize this equation. We normalize this quantity by multiplying both denominator and numerator by its complex conjugate. Okay, and it can be done as usual. 1 by r plus j into L omega minus 1 over c omega is equal to, if you multiply this, you get complex conjugate is r plus j into L omega minus 1 over c omega. Complex conjugate is r minus j into L omega minus 1 over c omega. Okay, if you multiply on both sides, you get r into r minus j into L omega minus 1 over c omega, that divided by r square plus j square, cancelled, j square minus of minus becomes plus, therefore L omega minus 1 over c omega square. Okay, now we can split this into two parts. One is r by r square plus L omega minus 1 over c omega square minus of j into L omega minus 1 over c omega by r square plus L omega minus 1 over c omega whole square, which is equal to, which can be written as is equal to, okay, r into e to the power of minus j phi. Okay, where j phi is the phase difference between the current and the voltage. Now, where r is square root of r square plus L omega minus 1 over c omega square divided by r square plus L omega minus 1 over c omega square whole square. One time it cancels and we are left with 1 over square root of 1 over r square plus L omega minus 1 over c omega whole square. Okay. Now further, r cos phi is equal to r by square root of r square plus L omega minus 1 over c omega square, and r sin phi is equal to L omega minus 1 over c omega square divided by r square plus L omega minus 1 over c omega square. We take the ratio r sin phi over r cos phi is equal to r tan phi, r get cancels, r cos phi, r sin phi divided by r cos phi, r get cancels, here we get tan phi. This tan phi is equal to, tan phi is here, tan phi is equal to L omega minus 1 over c omega by r. Okay. And phi is equal to tan inverse of L omega minus 1 over c omega by r. This is the phase difference between the current and E and I. Okay. And phase difference. Okay. Then let us find the expression for the current. From the fourth equation, I naught is equal to E naught by R plus J into L omega minus 1 over C omega, which is equal to E naught into R into E to the power of minus J phi. I naught value we know, that is I naught is equal to E naught by square root of R square plus L omega minus 1 over C omega whole square into E to the power of minus of J phi. And substitute this here, but I is equal to I naught e to the power of j omega t. So I naught value is here, I naught value is here, and this I naught value should be substituted in the I equation, and you will get equal to E naught by square root of R square plus L omega minus 1 over C omega square into E to the power of minus j phi into E to the power of j omega t. And it can be written as I is equal to E naught by square root of R square plus L omega minus 1 over C omega square into E to the power of j into omega t minus of phi. Okay. And I is equal to E by z into E to the power of j into omega t minus of phi, where z is equal to square root of R square plus L omega minus 1 over C omega square, and this is the expression for the impedance of the LCR series circuit. Impedance of the LCR series circuit. And current is given by I is equal to I naught e to the power of I naught e to the power of j into omega t minus of phi. This is the expression for the current and the current in the LCR series circuit. So we have derived expression for the both current and the impedance in LCR series circuit. And it is found that current always lags behind by a phase of phi in the EMF. So EMF again leads the current. So that means impedance, the inductance dominates in the circuit rather than the capacitance or resistance in the circuit. So up to this we will stop the video and we will continue the discussion in the next video.